we want to sincerely apologize for last week due to situations beyond our control. You guys were expecting us to come on the air, and we did not. So for that, we apologize. But did you miss us? We're back. So welcome to the Buddy Ryan 46 defense edition of The Other Side of the Ball. I'm Double A, and we have a 75% panel. Casey is not with us tonight, but we know he's watching. So Casey, enjoy your assignment. Double A Anthony Alvarez here, but I do have my other guys. He is back from the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard where the booming heavens roar. You'll behold in breathless wonder. He is the mighty Viking, Scott McCorkle.
Top of the morning, man. How you guys doing?
And of course, the godfather of Krypton from the Fortress of Solitude, the division manager, and he's got two thermostats of liquidation.
Thermostats?
Well, thermals.
Thermos?
Yeah.
Thermals?
Yeah. The one and only Mr. Chris Veira is in the building.
Thermals. What's up, y'all?
Okay, now, before we get into anything, I think it's only fair, and it is only right. Chris and I had the chance to decompress from the weekend that was July 21st to the 23rd, but because the Viking was not here for the special edition with all the insomniacs in the house, I think it's only fair that the Asgardian himself from the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard gets to express himself on what the weekend was in Bullhead City. And I'll just say that on the way there, me and him were literally driving behind each other, or I was kind of well
How's
ahead.
that possible?
Well, actually,
no, look, I had to ask him to slow down a little bit because I got a raggedy ass truck, and
I wanted to make sure nothing happened to him.
yeah, no, like I
Okay.
had the baby in the truck and everything.
Well, no,
So
I was
he kinda
physically,
escorted me
both
there,
of you
yeah.
were driving behind each other.
Well, at first,
I know what you mean.
Well, at first he was ahead.
It's a
and
reach
then-
around situation if you have to ask.
Well, he was ahead, and of course, me driving a pony, and there was a 75 miles per hour speed limit. I'm like, you know what? This is what it's made for. Let's, let me push the pedal. So I pushed the pedal, but
Yeah,
not
see,
too
my-
not too far because, like I said, Scotty, didn't want to make sure nothing happened to him because,
My truck don't
That's
even
my
do
guy.
75.
But he still got there.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, I found out real quick that my car does do 105.
Really?
That drive was actually nice.
Yeah, the nice long yellow brick road down the line to Laughlin / Blessing. But before that, Quan, if you have Scotty's package, please.
Who has my package?
Whoa.
Not that
It's not a
package.
big one.
Not that package.
It's not very big, but it does a lot.
That package.
Look at that.
There you go.
From broadcaster and cheerleader of the Insomniacs, one Scott the Viking McCorkle.
Boy, I was going crazy. Front row seats to that go ahead touchdown.
So go ahead and decompress, my friend.
Man, look, the whole weekend was fucking awesome. Like, I know we're trying not to cuss. I'm trying to keep it a little more family friendly, but that can go right out the window for right now. No, because the whole weekend was dope
Preach,
as fuck.
brother,
No,
preach.
because everybody nailed it. Like, everybody that showed up, everybody from the East Coast, the whole production crew nailed it. Derek and Miss Kelly and everybody that was a part of organizing everything. Nick did phenomenal with all the food truck. The food was amazing. They had like the hillbilly tea people out there with the free refills all weekend, and that was a perfect mixer for anything that you couldn't bring into the actual stadium. Yeah, no, it was an amazing weekend. The flag tournament went amazing.
By the way, good to see you back on the field, brother.
Man,
Yeah.
look, I'm not
Great
even
to see
gonna
you
lie
back on
to
the
you.
field.
I got a lot of work to do, and after being on the field with them, holy shit, are them Florida boys fast? God damn, they're fast. But I also got to see like where I was at, and the big thing that I was happy about is seeing the amount of people that showed up for the combine. I think it was great exposure. Like, not only did Coach Mike stick around after the combine for the game, he was there early to watch. He was paying attention to all the flag games. He was really watching, and he was really paying attention, coming up and whispering in my ear, who is this guy? Who is that guy? A lot more guys got looks at than like showed up on highlights and stuff like that. Like, these guys were real coaches that were out there really making sure that people were getting looks. And I saw a lot of good work getting put in. Even since the championship game, I've seen Vegas putting in a lot of work. I hope the rest of the A7FL is ready for what Vegas is bringing, because everybody has been putting in work. Every single day when I hop on social media, somebody's outside. They're running routes. They're running drills. They're in the gym. These are highlights being made before the season even starts. We're still months out. And people are putting in the work, and like we're seeing quarterbacks that We're used to seeing running 4 340s that are bulking up to damn near 215 pounds. We have a list of teams coming in. I don't think the rest of the league is ready for the way Vegas is embracing this A7FL and embracing the opportunities that are coming because of it. I just don't think it's happening, and a lot of it stems from what we just did on this on this championship weekend. Florida came in and gave us one of the best games that I've ever seen. Period. The stands were full. Everybody was chanting. Shout out to Bagway, shout out to Logo Davis. Not only were they out there balling their hearts out, putting everything on the line, the whole squad was out there balling. Shouts out to everybody. They all know what they're doing. They know how to play football, and they treat A7 like his flag, and it's just they plan on being more athletic than you. And from what I've seen, you're going to have to game plan to beat that every year. Like that's something serious. But the whole event, from everybody's support, from the fans, the kids in there cheering, people interacting with fans, signing things for kids after the game. I had people walking up to me in the stands like, how do I sign up? Where can I sign up for a league? Is this coming to Arizona? When are we going to get a team? People willing to drive up from Arizona just to play on Sundays.
Well,
it is growing out here fast.
I've been vouching for a Northern California Bay Area division.
Man, look.
No, I'm not moving back home. I just want a division.
If they can bring it out, they have the athletes to do it.
Yes, they do.
Look, can I share something with y'all?
Go ahead.
So, a couple of things. One, love the fact that Coach came back out, because he's only supposed to be out there for the combine.
Yeah.
So he came back out. He and I were having a conversation on the sidelines. What's up?
No. I gotta see you and I raise you after you finish your story.
Okay. So we're watching the game. The beginning of the game started. I think we're knee deep into the first quarter, and I get a call down from the booth. Hey, can you send Mike Tice up to the booth for us? We want to have a conversation with him. I said, sure. Let me ask him real quick.
One of the rare times Corey Hammond actually had nothing to say.
Right. So
love you, Corey.
I go up to Coach and I'm like, hey, Coach, I want you up in the booth. And since we're not really caring about the swearing too much, he's all, fuck that. I'm staying on the sidelines. Do you see how good this damn game is? I'm not leaving. Tell him I'll see him at halftime. I'm like, okay, Coach, no problem. So that's what I radioed up.
So here, now I'll see you when I raise you. So me and Scotty thought we were doing a sideline report with Kawante on the sideline from the Jaffos.
Man, shout out to them. They
good luck.
Awesome.
So me and Scotty think we're going live. Then during the middle of our sideline report, Mike Tice literally comes and video bombs me and Scotty. Like he's hovering over us like he's Andre the Giant. And we're just
Which he is.
And we're just like, hey, Coach, what's your thoughts on the game? So then after we go off, after, the camera cuts off, he says, well, I was about to leave.
He wasn't
Then
leaving.
the Insomniacs then Q changed the game around, and he told his wife, go get me a beer, we're staying.
Yep. He was not leaving, man. After the game, we're kind of chatting a little bit, and he says, you know what? That's probably one of the best games I've seen. He says, I was expecting, I don't know what to expect when I was coming out. He says, so I wasn't sure if it was going to be a great game or a shit show. I have no idea, because he really didn't know what to expect. He said, but after the game, he says, damn, I'm hooked. So
look,
shout out to you, Coach, if you're listening. Man, I love spending the time with you. I love talking to you. You are a great human being and a very large individual at 6'8".
Yeah, that is a very, very tall man. But again, just to reiterate, if you have not watched the game, go to Caffeine TV. Go to the Ace NFL YouTube page. If you have not watched this game, or if you watched it multiple times, rewatch it again.
Yes.
If you want, like Matt Ryan said at the end of the game, if you want to understand why Mike Tomlin, who was a Super Bowl winning head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you want to know why him and Ben Roethlisberger, who has won 2 Super Bowls, one playing for Mike Tomlin, if you want to know why they were trying to tell y'all, give it 5 minutes, watch this game that happened on July 23rd between the Insomniacs and the Nightcrawlers, and you will understand why people are passionate about this league, and you see why Mike Tice gave it seal of approval. I'm just telling you, if you have the time, go to Caffeine TV, go to the ASML page on YouTube, watch this game, understand it, watch it.
Well, I'll tell you what, the one thing that was very interesting to me, so you know how the guys do it on the 3-on-1. which is a lot of fun to listen to. Shout out to my boy Corey, Rob, and Matt. Those guys are fantastic. We had a lot of fun with them over the weekend. They were, well, dude.
Big Rob, big as hell.
Yeah,
I
he
understand the
is.
big part of Big
Exactly.
Rob. You don't think he's that big when you watch him on the doing the games and shit. He big as fuck.
I don't
That
want
is
to
a
put
husky man.
I don't want to put Corey out there, but 3 a.m., bruh, on a Saturday night, you were out there with us.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, I stumbled back to my room and
Yeah, y'all
barely
lucky I
got
had
up in
little man
time,
with me.
man. Barely got up in time.
Should we tell that story?
We'll tell that in a minute.
Okay.
But because that was some fun.
Do you know which story I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I remember which story you're talking about.
Okay.
I was gone, but I wasn't that gone. Anyway,
So
so Rob and I
Fish.
were talking. Actually, Double A, you were there. You heard what we're talking about. We're sitting up by the booth before the game on Saturday afternoon, and I'd be damned. Rob was 1,000% correct in what he said
But so was you.
in the first half, and then I was 1,000% correct on what I said in the second half. And Rob's like, dude, we know what we're talking about. And I said, yeah, just a little.
Well, if there were betting odds, both of you would have cashed out for the first half and second half respectively.
Yes.
So with that said, now of course the moniker has always been Vegas versus everybody. So
Yeah, it was.
well, here's where I'm going. So
Yeah.
for those of you that support this league and support these players, there is some voting going on. We're giving out awards,
Just a little.
just a little bit of awards. So we do have the Rookie of the Year, the Offensive Player of the Year, the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year, the Best Game of the Year, and of course, as you always like to say, the most exciting play in sports, 3-on-1, the Returner of the Year. So
That's
There you
if
go.
you are a fan of these players,
Ain't nobody from Vegas voting.
Yeah,
Well-
you guys better jump on.
you wanna make the cry out there, sir?
Man, this shit's irritating as fuck.
I-
Everybody know because
But you are the hype man from the Nevada
Yeah.
division, so go ahead and hype it
It's
up.
fucking irritating that we have literally, like, we just won the national championship. It was Vegas versus everybody. It was everybody showing all this love and support online for like a week and a half. And then what happened? Like, it comes time to vote. Y'all can't make 3 more fucking clicks. I know y'all online all day. Come on, man. Y'all don't, like, now that the team award has been made, it's time to focus on y'all now for the next part. Come on, man. It's a couple more clicks, man. Just in an unbiased way, man. Let's really award these people for the work they're putting in, because when you do it this year, and after all the work I've seen you putting in, because I've seen the people that are upset about getting snuffed, and you have the potential to do it if you put the fucking work in that these people that are on the list have put in this last year. But if you put in the work, you can be on the list next year, and then you're gonna want those extra clicks. So let's show each other the support. Like, it really doesn't fucking cost anything to vote.
Yeah,
Like,
just
it's not
get
like
online and vote,
I'm
man.
asking you to subscribe to something or
Right.
go through a paywall. Like, just go vote, man. Like,
Vote for your boys. Vote for who you know.
no, fuck that. Don't vote for your boys. Do not vote for your boys. Vote for the people you think deserve it. Because that's
Well,
a real slippery slope.
that's actually where
Yeah,
I was
no,
going. I was
let's go
going to
with
say,
people
vote
that
for your
fucking
boys
deserve
that
it.
you know deserve it.
Yeah, because I mean, and
Defensive
there's
player
gonna
of the
be some
year.
hard.
Defensive player of the year. Who would you go with?
I'm going with AJ.
Me too.
Yeah, but there's arguments for
For everything.
other players.
Exactly.
Like, especially
But
for Henderson.
If you're not going to go online and vote for these players, then
And don't cry when you
where-
don't win the award.
Exactly. So then where are the where's the respect? I said this earlier and I'll say it again. Scooter said, who cares about the stuff that goes on for the individual? We won the championship, and I agree. But at the same time, sometimes a championship should put respect on your name. And I think that some of the guys that balled out all year deserve that respect.
Yeah, and I think it's more about making it an honest competition than like about making sure you get your locked up votes. Like,
Exactly.
Let's make this about more than something. Like, one of the things I've been harping on the most is when I had my heated conversation with some certain people from the league, and it was said that, oh, we're not the NFL, so we're not going to treat it like that. Well, I want to. This is the NFL for some of us. This is our shot. This is
True.
our league. This is our league, and I want this shit to be ran by us. So if we don't go out there and vote, we're gonna leave it up to the league to be making these decisions behind the scenes. No, like let's make sure it's in our hands. Let's keep it in our hands. Like we're making moves. Like, man, get signed up for that players association, man. Make sure you're getting involved in your league. Make sure this is our league. Vegas is taking over this league by storm, but let's set a real precedence, not only just on the field, but let's not only just on the field, but not only just on like from the front office standpoint, but let's do it as a player standpoint around the field. Let's show people that we have what it takes outside of like just between the numbers to make sure that we can do all this extra stuff. We can go out and we can do what's asked of us. That way, when you make it to the next level, you're going to have signings. You're going to have these media days. You're going to have all these things you have to adhere to. But if you can't just follow through on some simple things like some voting and take control of your league, how are we supposed to vouch for you at the next level?
Hey, by the way, can we change your nickname?
To?
Oh, passionate one. Because you got passion,
man. No,
boy.
well, I love this league, man. I love what it's doing for people's mindsets. Like, and it may not, like, let's just say it doesn't help you in like, let's just say it doesn't pad your pocketbook for whatever reason. Like, let's just say you don't make it to the next level, man. If it keeps you on track, if it keeps you healthy, if it keeps you focused, if it keeps you from snapping on your boss throughout the week, man, make sure you stay. Man, find a reason to stay. And if it, man, I hope it's A7FL, but I hope you find something in your life that you care about that much. Because I care about it this much. I see the effect that it has on other people, so I'm going to keep fighting for it, period.
And I'm right there with you, brother. There's a reason why I'm division manager. There's a reason why I do what I do. I have a lot of respect for the players in this league, not just our division, but in the league because of what they put on the line every weekend when they play. Let's face it, we've seen some pretty serious injuries. Granted, they have been minor compared to what we've seen in other leagues because of our rules. So I've got to go out on a limb and say, I agree with you, Mr. Passion. I'm changing it. I don't care.
The passionate Viking.
Right. And I agree with you 110%. I think that it is something that we have to be passionate about and we have to be able to chase down because I've said it before and I'll say it again. It was Vegas versus everyone. I think in the attitude of what we have here in Vegas, it still is. But at the same time, I've reached out to other division managers and I will continue to do that because I want this league to grow the way it should. I think that there's no reason with the people that are watching, the people that have seen it, the people that we've talked to, Dub, the guys you've mentioned already that watch this game and think that it's extraordinary. I think that we have something, and it's time for everybody else to stand up and take notice.
Well, again, as I said, you have a Super Bowl winning head coach, most likely going to wear a gold jacket when he decides to retire from the NFL. You have a two-time Super Bowl winning quarterback who most likely will put on a gold jacket in 5 years. You got two key cogs from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
Very known franchise. And as I've said for years, one of the best ran franchises in professional sports. You got two of their pillars of the last 15 years saying, give this league 5 minutes.
Yeah, don't forget about Snoop.
Yes. The dog father talking about, I want in.
Yeah.
Mike Tice just gave his seal of approval with the combine and what he thought about the championship game. I'm telling you,
these boys sold it.
It is trending upward in the right direction. And, don't let the train hit you in the ass if you miss it. Don't miss the train. If you have a chance to get on, because something special could very well happen in this league. And, just to go over the categories again for those that want to vote. So you have Offensive Player of the Year. That ends tomorrow. So you need to get your votes in now. The Best Returner. That ends in 3 days. Defensive Player of the Year ends in 3 days. The Best Game of the Year ends in 3 days. Rookie of the Year ends in 3 days. MVP ends in 3 days. So
Matt Kenny is not on the Rookie of the Year list.
Yeah, he is.
He wasn't earlier.
They must have added him because when I was looking at it, I didn't see him.
I hope they added him because
he needs to be on there.
Oh, I'm sorry. He is not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he needs to be on there.
I thought he was.
Hey, there's your write-in right there.
Come on now.
I don't know how that boy is not on that list.
Yes, that's a little wild.
But anyhow, if you want to vote, go to acenfltoken.com. That's where you can vote. Cast your vote. Like I said, if you're passionate about this league, you're passionate about these players, you're a fan of these teams, a fan of these players. As they used to say on MTV, rock the vote.
Right. And by the way, just a shout out to my wife because she voted.
Really?
She didn't even ask me. She said, "Hey, I'm going to go online." I said, "Okay, what are you doing?" She said, "There's something that I got on here about A7FL." I said, "Okay, what are you looking at?" She showed it to me. I said, "Okay, don't ask me nothing. That's on you. I'm not going to have my bias in it." And she voted for her players.
Wow.
So if my wife can do it, you know what, fellas? You better get off your ass and do it. That's all I'm saying. She has bought into this league. And the one thing that I definitely wanted to bring up and say is after the championship game, I had phone call after phone call of friends, family that saw the game and were blown away. All I could say is if you are jonesing for football, if in March you're like, damn, I need me some football, you damn well better start watching the A7 because that will definitely bridge that gap between no football and the NFL. And I guarantee, I'll say this time and time again, I don't know one person who is a football maniac that hasn't watched this game and said, damn, I'm hooked. And we've got NFL players hooked. So it tells you something right there. Wake up, start paying attention to what's going on, fellas, because there's a lot going on. Definitely a lot going on.
I'll say it like this: when DRC said that I'm coming to play, and a few episodes ago I said, well, do you think this might be a barrier for knocking down doors? Because I'm pretty sure there's ex-players out there that still can run a go route, run a slant. There's still some quarterbacks out there that could possibly throw the ball and not have to worry about, putting off hands and getting hit. I'm just saying this could be an outlet for retirees that still have the desire or the want to play.
Why do you gotta say
No, this
retirees
is the
like that,
outlet.
man?
This is the outlet for, and it doesn't have to be for ex-players.
You
This
could
is for
probably
the-
play 5 snaps right now and get me 1 sack, I'm sure.
Man, look, this is for the guy throwing concrete Monday through Friday that has to go home to 3 kids and a wife and doesn't ever have an outlet to be able to really be himself and get out there and really do what he physically needs to do to somebody. We're not meant to just be cool, calm, and collected all the time as men. I just really genuinely don't feel that way. We're
I'm a
supposed to
different
have
person
these
on the field.
outlets. We're supposed to be doing all this shit. We don't even hunt no more. Man, come on. This is how we hunt.
Hold on. Speak for yourself. I still
Okay,
hunt.
look, I'm not allowed to legally. I just want to go ahead and say to the state of Nevada, I do not hunt. I'm not allowed to hunt, and I will not be a part of any hunts.
But can you fish?
That's a gray area. But
depends on what he's
what I'm saying
fishing
is
for.
this is for anybody. Man, if you ended up with a bum hand and you've been to jail a bunch of times and now you're working at 7-Eleven, man, come out here and take somebody's chest off real quick. You know what I mean? Maybe you end up just out here having fun, fuck around and accidentally show yourself having a personality, connecting with somebody and end up with a better job. You know what I mean? That's happened a lot out here. It's not just about playing football. It's not just about hitting people. Yes, that is my favorite part. But there's also a lot more to this game that goes on. My son comes up to these games and he's playing for 6 to 8 hours with just groups of kids coming in and out.
Yeah.
From all the different teams coming in. This is about more than just football. This is a future building environment, and this is something that this is an outlet for you to be able to really be able to be yourself. Come out here and show your shit.
Can I say this? Let's call it what it is. And I mean this in every ounce of it. It's a fraternity.
It is a brotherhood.
yeah,
It's a
for real.
brotherhood. It
We
is a
look
brotherhood.
out for each other.
It's a brotherhood. It's a
We
community.
bounce business off each other. We talk about what's going on. We help each other find different avenues for revenue streams, whether it's a job or whether it's something else. Look, man, everybody that I come across so far have been fantastic guys. And I will say shout out to the Nightcrawlers because I've never seen a classier bunch of people. Bagway, Logo Davis, dude, y'all are
He's one of the craziest athletes I've ever seen.
right, and he's off the chain. But
And the other kid, I'm part of me, I can't remember his name. The DB dude, the one with the super long dreads. Oh my God, he has made some
Rico
of the
Brown?
No, it's somebody else. But he made some of the craziest one-handed catches, and he would bait people and give them 5 steps, and you would hear him just talk about it. I'm gonna give you 5 steps. Watch this, and it didn't matter. He's making up the ground.
The one with the red bandana?
He ended up with a concussion in the flag game. right at the end.
Oh,
Well,
And I think it low key kind of affected the rest of the weekend for him.
well, I won't say low key, but
Flutie?
if we're gonna
are you talking about Flutie?
Man, look, I'm so bad with names,
Okay.
bro. That's not even gonna work.
if we're gonna talk about that, the fun that I had was watching Danye take on their best receiver, and I know we're not supposed to go back to it, I know, but it's one of the funniest plays I've ever seen. I watched Danye walk him from one side of the field to the other. And I'm like, well, all right. Well, I guess if that's what he's going to do with their best wide receiver, I guess they're going to have to go someplace else.
I guarantee you, Danya was watching how Big Mac was pancaking people, and he paid some homage. Be like, "This how you do it?
You ain't the only one.
This how you do, big boy?" And
Hey, big
Hey,
brother,
but-
was that all right?
is that all right?
Man.
is that how you pancake?
Man, look, but I do have to say there were some fights down there on that line. Them trenches were serious,
Dude.
Like the
But the
best
game
thing
was
about
serious.
the best fucking thing about being like ground level, the crunches that you
Right?
heard, you swear to God they were wearing pads.
Yep.
No, between RTC and Henderson, the way they were hitting each other from the first snap to the last was insanity.
Well, like I said,
It was insanity. Like, I don't think there's two other people in the league that are that durable.
Well, like I said-
there's absolutely no way. If there's an Iron Man award, it has to go to RTC. It has to be named after him. There better be a cat bus with his face on the front of it. That's gonna have to be the toughest man in the league
it's
award
not called
because
cat
Henderson
anymore.
was cracking him like crazy, and he kept pushing
It was
he ran him over.
it was the irresistible force against the immovable object. But as I said,
But we know
flat
which
tire-
one won.
Flat tire and all.
Even Scooter got lifted off his feet. That's
Yeah.
bananas.
Yeah, he actually almost helicopter like John Elway after he got smacked.
He got
I'm like, whoa!
popped.
But
Didn't
he-
slow him
That
down.
was the best game I've ever. I lost my voice probably by about snap 6.
well, you saw what happened to your microphone once Donnie came down the
I
interception.
lost it. I lost that thing like 6 times. People just kept coming up to me like, "You're gonna need this." I don't know. Maybe.
Can I look in the camera and say this?
Go ahead.
What a damn game. If you haven't seen it, you better see it.
We're
all I'm gonna
gonna
say.
we're gonna keep promoting this championship game.
Going to.
I've been showing it to everybody.
Which
Best
really-
game of the year.
Which
I was showing people at the pool by my house the other day. I don't care. Anybody that looks like they're kind of big. You like football?
I've
Hey,
watched-
come look at this shit.
like I've watched the second half alone. I don't know how many times. Just because of the fact that the second half was just the most in 6 times.
6 times.
I mean, the second half was perhaps the most intriguing half of football I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, even though I'm a baseball guy because that was the sport I played, but football is my first love. I just couldn't throw the ball like Montana, who was my reason why I became a football fan. But nonetheless,
I'm sorry.
well, I mean,
Hey,
God
so,
designed me
sorry
to play
about the
baseball.
catch.
hey, real
You
quick.
know what?
Real quick. I'm sorry. Hey,
I will see you week 5, buddy. Okay,
I
week
just hopped
5,
in
you
the
come
chat.
to my house.
And if we can get somebody from whatever, look, I know we be having some technical difficulties sometimes. Like I swear, I actually met our tech team when they came out for the championship, and I've talked a lot of shit about y'all, but y'all do work hard. I will say that. But a lot of people are getting locked out from voting. I'm not sure what's going on. I have heard that sometimes like you just have to click through it a couple. Like once you click on it
Back
and you
out
make an
and go
account,
through it again.
yeah. Once you make an account,
Refresh.
it'll allow you to vote. If that's still happening, I'm not sure what's going on. But if somebody that's outside of my pay grade can go ahead and jump on that on the page and give some people some answers, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, we have promoted the championship game ad nauseum.
Yes.
We have promoted you guys to please go vote for your favorite players. And I'll say this, and yes, I'll be biased. If the championship game is not the game of the year, then
That's crazy.
I really don't know what is. And that's not to say the nominees for these games were out. I mean, the 2 games that the U and BIC played, both down to the wire, second plays was outstanding. Week 1 between Sick and the Insomniacs was phenomenal. But this championship game
Something else.
gave you everything of itself. Those
Damn near a heart
players,
attack.
and you
the
wasn't
only
even,
one.
and you wasn't even playing, but those men out there gave you everything. They gave of themselves. They gave of their souls. They left everything out there on that field on July the 23rd. Again, not trying to sound like a homer, not trying to sound like I'm biased, but if that's not the game of the year, then I really don't know what football game you were watching on that day on July 23rd, because that you have people saying it's the best game I've ever seen. Like, this really happened? Yes, it really happened.
And you got players saying that's the best
Yes.
game I've ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best game I've ever been part of. Dude.
Two of the top 5 all time have already been at that Anderson Field.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, something.
Two of the top 10. Two of the
something
top
about-
10 because I've seen some of them older. I've seen some of them older East Coast games and they were bananas. So
Something-
2 of the top 10 for sure have been at the Anderson Automotive.
Something about that building, and it was my first time there, but just something about that building, and then just the way the crowd was just engaged. How the
They were
kids,
going
how the kids,
crazy.
how the kids were just engaged.
Going
Engaged.
crazy.
That was nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts. But I mean,
I have not seen a college, live. Let's back that up. I have not seen a live fan base go crazy like that, where you felt you were in a much larger stadium than what we were in. I mean, that was nuts. There's times where I'm sitting on the sidelines and I'm talking to some of the players. I can't hear them, and they're standing right next to me with how loud that place was. That place was going absolutely nuts. And after the first pick that Q had, when he picked that first one, dude, the whole sideline and the fans erupted like I've never heard before. It was one of those slow motion things in your life where you see, because I was sitting down and you see 2 hands go up, and I'm thinking, okay, he's going to pitch it, and he did. And the 2 hands went up and caught the ball, and I'm thinking, oh man, they're going to score again. And then the crowd goes nuts.
It was in the
so
middle.
I can't even see him. I stood up, and here comes Q running right at me. I'm like, oh hell no. Now we're on to something.
no, the funny thing is, like, you and I are on the sideline, and we're like, they need a turnover. Because at that time, the
Can't go up
Nightcrawlers
by
was
18.
not
were
looking
scoring
good.
at will. And I'm like, they need a turnover.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you just hear this roar. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, wait a minute. Q's running towards us.
Yes.
What's going on here? And then to do it again 3 plays later after the Insomniac
Crazy.
score, and then he does it again, jumps the route. And just the one thing that just is vivid in my mind, the video of when Donnie makes an interception, and you see the hands in the camera up in the air going crazy, and you're
Yes.
seeing fans' heads, in the camera shot. It's just insane.
Storybook ending, man. And you don't know who to thank more, like whether it's just all the players that contributed to it, like, and we'll talk about it, man. People are gonna criticize reffing all the time. I think they let the boys play.
They did.
They
did.
let them play.
They
There
did.
was some hidden. I learned a new rule. I learned a new rule, and I probably should know this rule by now, but you do not have to wrap up within 3 yards of the sideline.
Correct. You can just nail them out of bounds.
Oh, so you can do the Daniel Packard hit stick.
Yes.
You
Okay.
can, yes, you
Okay.
can.
Yes, you can.
And
All
so
right.
we had no idea that was a thing out here. We had 0 idea. So now
Well,
you got
you-
10 feet from the sideline.
You're going to be seeing
to
a lot of.
just getting.
Get dirty.
But also watch. We got some super athletic people out here.
Yes.
Watch these hurdles
Yes.
keep breaking
Yep.
out. But
Or it's stop
we
on a
had no
dime.
idea it was like that. Like we just. I don't think anybody knew that was a rule. Not out here. We were so focused on that wrap up thing because I'm pretty sure there's been people flagged on it like that. But I'm definitely going to go through the rule book with a fine tooth comb. I suggest everybody else do too.
But shout out to the refs. They did let the players play. They let the players decide
Dictate
the
the game, yeah.
championship, not the Zebras. And it's a good thing for once not to talk about the Zebras. The crew did a fantastic job.
Yeah, and I got, you know what? Shout out to Will Franklin. He stayed out of the way in the middle of the field, unlike he did in Cincinnati. Yes, Will, I'm
Man,
actually
shout-
saying that
shout
about
out
you
to
right
all the
now.
refs. I've been the harshest critic of them, but man, shout out to the refs, man. I think y'all cleaned y'all
Superman
called
backwards.
a fair game. I'm not gonna say y'all called the
Bizarre
best
World?
game. I think it was fair. And shout out to y'all. Y'all also called me on my bullshit. Every single one of y'all called me out to my face about all the shit I was talking about y'all, and I appreciate that. A lot of love.
So
We'll wrap up.
we do actually have some guests on this show.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Okay, cool.
So, already kind of mentioned, they are a huge supporter of this league. The top 5 countdowns that you see
Awesome.
on YouTube that you can hear us do our commentary, and we're talking about they do from all sides, Midwest, Northeast, South, and the West Coast. They are a full supporter of the league, and they are huge supporters, and they're actually a friend of ours, and we got to meet them in Bullhead City. Of course, their moniker is Highly Elevated Sports Talk for the highly elevated sports fan. Of course, we're talking about the All-Pro Jaffos. Jaffos, are you there?
I am here, sir. How are you guys?
JP, how are you, brother?
Doing well, man. Just listening to you guys go through it right now, and it's getting me pumped up because, again, a few weeks out from the game, and it's still like
yesterday.
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, first off, and more importantly, thank you. And Country K, is Kawante with us also, or is it just you?
I think it's just me. Usually, if you learn by watching this show, Kay's a little bit like the fashionably late kind of guy sometimes. So it might be that. It might be something he's going through or whatever right now. But for right now, it's just me.
Big men move slow.
Oh, there he is.
Country K, you with
He's
us?
in here now.
Well, it sounds like he's in a dryer.
Right?
That too.
Might be. Yeah, I think that's his background.
Yeah, it is what it is.
How you doing today, brother?
Yeah, that's definitely Kay.
All right.
I can see him on the screen and everything,
Well,
too. He's
while
there.
Kay gets himself comfortable and gets in there, first off, shout out to DJ Matsticks, Mr. Saunders. He couldn't join us because he is on assignment on the 1s and 2s, but definitely appreciated him and his help during the championship weekend. So, JP, tell us how you and Country K, how did you guys start your own podcast, and what made you guys want to get involved in a 7MB? In a sense, a different outlet for the league. How'd that come about?
Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second, brother. Hold on. Give me uno momento, por favor. Oh. There you go.
There we go.
We played together in college, and then after that, I tore my knee up in 2012, but I was still around a lot of the guys, a lot of the coaches and everything like that, but I got into the broadcasting side of the whole thing. I was able to do play-by-play and stuff for the team, and that just, I had my own, hour-and-a-half radio show at the college. So it was just something that was in my mind that if I'm not going to be playing the game, I still want to be around it. I still want to be covering it. I still want to be talking about it somehow. And when I came up with the idea, I knew by doing the show at college, I didn't like really just talking to myself. Being alone throughout the whole thing. I mean, yeah, some guys can do it, but I can only talk for so long without having somebody to bounce off of. So I essentially put out a post to everybody on Facebook, saying, I'm not afraid to admit when I need some help, and Kay and DJ Madsticks were the first two people to pop up. Kay had his experience with his podcasts and stuff before, so adding him on and then the sports banter.
Just that. I have more experience than just that. That's, I'll let you finish, but
he's got 5+
plus
years on me for
my
sure.
whole little spiel. No, I was going to talk about my whole little spiel. I mean, for me, it's like my whole media background started when I was in high school. So I did TV production and stuff all 4 years of high school, but I only got recognized my last 2 years for editing. So when I tore my knee in 2016, because I'm older than Josh, and so I was on my way out when he was coming into the JC that we went to. So basically, I was, pretty much out the door, heading into life. I mean, I could have went on 4 years and stuff like that, but life happens. So I tore my knee in 2016 on my pursuit to try to go to the CFL. So I did my tryout for the Edmonton Eskimos right after they won the Grey Cup. So did that, went home to visit my mom and stuff like that in Florida, and then I tore my knee out there. So pretty much that's when, I was already kind of getting into the podcast and stuff anyway at that time. So I ended up joining with him, like he said, in 2020. At that point, I already had years in doing all of that kind of stuff at that point. So, pretty much it just worked. Just based on how everything is, we got a nice little rapport and nice little feel on how things are. You know what I mean? I try not to be as technical and analytical as Josh. I try to be as loose as I can. You know what I mean?
Like
when I
the
get
Viking.
on the show. So.
Dude, the only thing I was gonna make a joke about Boulder Highway women, but whatever.
So
I mean, you should.
Hey, did you say women or hookers?
I don't make
I
a
thought he
distinction
said lot
between the
less, to be
two.
honest.
Oh, okay, my bad.
this is
They're all people, man. They're all people.
this is the rapport that we
And they
had in
deserve
Bullhead
money. I mean,
City
respect.
when we met these guys. So how did you guys discover the A7FL and get involved in your own outlet?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I was on Instagram. To be honest with you, I was just on Instagram one day, and I seen Ashanti Worthy taking back a 3-on-1, and I was like,
That helps.
Easy hook.
That helps.
Hook, line, sinker.
I'm be honest,
Got it.
that's what did it. I was like, holy shit, they remind me of Chris Rainey. You know what I'm saying? Because I went to high school with Chris Rainey during the time and all that stuff.
Florida Gator.
Yeah, well,
Yes, sir.
I like to say Nelly Secundus for our high school stuff, so I don't really go to the Gator stuff. I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. Fuck the Gators. Anyway,
No, see, why you
Exactly.
gotta do that, man? No,
Gang signs.
I'm a Florida State fan.
I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. I can't stand the Gators. F them.
You know what?
Go blue.
Hunker down.
Don't
Go blue.
don't make me snap that.
Go blue.
That's all I'm saying.
Kay had seen that. I had seen like I like little trailers and commercials and stuff
Oh,
like
where I
that.
grew up?
The
Oh.
first thing that I saw, and I'm pretty sure I'm in the same boat as everybody else. When you first see this trailer, the first thing you see is somebody getting absolutely decleated on a crackback.
Bro,
ball.
that crackback is crazy. We're not allowed to throw that crackback no more, just for the young
So,
kids watching.
I'm watching this.
I'm
going
so
like,
happy
okay,
we
yeah,
can't do
people are
that as a
dying.
DN. He got
Like
fucked up.
people are dying in this league. This is like Blitz the league. This
NFL
is
Blitz.
like
It's NFL
we
Blitz.
have body bags and ambulances on complete standby on this. So and then Kay brought it up and he said, "Hey, you gotta get in. You gotta watch this. This thing is, it's actually entertaining. It's good." So we got to watching it, and then we were just hooked. And then we saw that the A7FL was, looking for division owners and everything like that. And one day we were on the show talking about it, like what would be the possibility of, the Jaffos owning a division and stuff. And then shortly after that,
Of course, the Northern
We get
California Bay
contracted
Area
by
guy would
Matt
be
Ryan.
happy if y'all got that. I would be so happy if you guys get a division out there.
no, we need to bring it out here to Northern California. I've been vouching for that.
Yes,
Since
keep
the very
vouching,
beginning.
brother.
So I got a question for you guys. Since you came into it on a different level, more of a fan base than we have on this show, my question to you guys, and don't get me wrong, we're all fans. We love the damn game. But when you start to look at this game and you guys were there in person to watch the championship game, give me your thoughts on that. How did you guys, what did you see, and how would you compare it to, let's say, the NFL? I've got to have that comparison. I know what my comparison is, so I'm asking because I kind of wanted to hear somebody else's.
Let's kind of be clear. Like you're talking about like the experience, right? Like from
Oh man, yeah, I'm talking about being able to
like
to
being able to
sit
be
there and
down
watch
there,
this
being
game.
that close. Like because you have
Yeah.
to talk like comparatively. We're talking like we understand. You know what I mean? We just want to understand like how great was that experience for you being unbiased, like to the A7 coming in for that championship game.
I mean, it was the game itself in Bullhead City was just it was an experience that we will always remember. I mean, when we first got into it, it was the championship with the BIC and the U, and we thought that was the greatest game of all time. And then the playoff game this year happened, and we thought that was the greatest game of all time. And then the championship game happened, and now that's the greatest game of all time. It's just every game that we see, every time that we get basically immersed in this whole thing, and that's one of the things that we wanted to bring is because, yeah, we can talk. We talk about the big three, on our show, the big main, the NFL, maybe not baseball so much anymore because free Barry Bonds, but NBA and everything else like that. But we wanted
Free
to
pay.
be able to cover things that nobody's really looking at. Nobody's really talking about or whatever at first. So when we got into this, it was 100%, we need to get this out there somehow, some way. We need our listeners, watchers, whoever's doing it, whoever's helping us out to be able to get in and see what's going on here, because it's something special.
You know what?
It really is. And the game on the championship game itself, we have to thank, you guys and guys on the 3-on-1, everybody else there at the A7FL for even giving us the opportunity to do what we did that night. We were not expecting whatsoever for Kay to be on the camera and me being on the stream scoreboard. We were not expecting that whatsoever. So to even be able to help out with the whole thing, it was, like I said, it's an experience that we're never going to forget, and we're always going to be grateful for that opportunity.
To which I have to apologize to Kay, because I kept getting in the doggone way of his camera.
I'll be honest
walking in front of it the whole time.
I want to let you know, make it balance. All three of y'all were.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
in the way.
I'm not man. I kept doing it.
You can blame me
Pay
too.
attention for a second.
So I just have to say,
Hey, I got a good shot of Scott saying "fuck" after that.
Hey, there's a couple of those out there. We need to keep them hidden.
I'm hoping, Kay, I'm hoping that you somewhere in your camera still have the footage of me and Scotty being towered over by Mike Tice. Please tell me that it's somewhere in your camera.
Honestly, I don't know. I asked Mel after the game and stuff like that. He said he has to ask the other boys. So you probably have to ask the other boys, because I'm not entirely sure, because they didn't tell me, and I kept asking too, because that was great.
Hey,
that was great.
I don't know how many times Kay's like, Coach, really? I'm like, what? Coach, get out of the shot. I'm like, oh, damn, sorry.
I had a quick question, especially for you, Kay. So from like coming into the league, like watching on like highlights and watching on YouTube and being able to watch online and stuff, how much different is it to see it in person? And how would you describe like the urgency of being able to be able to get to your nearest A7FL game? Like, I just don't think it's comparable. Like, as much as I love watching this on TV and as fun as it is to see it, the sound of the collisions without pads and like people being smart, the trash talk that you hear, like, how do you describe the difference coming in from like, because I'm used to being in the middle of it, like coming in from y'all's perspective and then being able to be on the field in one of the hardest hitting games like in history?
Yeah, so you kind of touched on it already. It's night and day, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know how Josh felt. I mean, I was on the field. He was way in the skybox. But, I mean, personally, I wanted to play. It's to that point where, like, my whole drive, like, kind of kicked back in. Mm-hmm. At that point, I was already a month removed from my season that I played in padded football. So I was just trying to let my body recover as much as it can. And at that point, my drive kicked in. Like, just watching that game, it kind of kicked in. And then I had Coach in my ear. You know what I mean? Y'all was right there. Y'all heard Coach just saying what he was saying. Like, time. Made you want to play. You have to. If you don't watch sports, watch that game, and the crowd energy made you want to watch a game. Yeah. Like, if you played sports, go watch a game in live settings, because it's gonna make you want to be involved.
Hey, two things real quick, and I can honestly say, I don't think Kay ever had anything but a smile on his face the whole time he was on the sideline.
No, seriously.
I mean, the whole time he was on the sideline, that man was smiling the whole time. And just as a little catch up, I just want to give a shout out. Corey Hammond says, "What's up, Jaffos?" So your boy is watching.
Hey, what's up, my guy?
I love that guy. I love that guy so much. We've had him on the show plenty of times, and he could take up an hour and a half by himself.
Yes, he can. Literally and
we
figuratively.
don't have anybody like that.
Dude, we look.
Stop it.
Eventually, the story will come out today, hopefully, and Double A and I will talk about it. But I literally had a stopwatch on Corey when we were standing out back, all of us kind of shooting the shit. So it was kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, love the guy for sure. And like they were saying, like we were he was down on the field, and I'm sure he can feel it. I was up in the skybox, and you can just feel the energy. That was the one thing that I really took away was the crowd. The basically the eruptions of cheers from the kids, the chants, everybody was getting into it. Being in an indoor stadium too, it was loud. It got real loud in there. Like it was unreal. And then being in the skybox, just being able to hear it and see it, it's just unreal feeling. Unreal.
Well, as I said on your guys' show that we did at the broadcast house, I said that night, the league as a whole won. I mean, yes, the championship game added to it, but the league as a whole won. And as we've been saying all show long, you got Mike Tomlin and Ben Roethlisberger saying, give it 5 minutes. And this was before the season even started. And now here we are, and people are already talking about the fall, which is, 4 months down the road. And, of course, the 10th season starts in March. So the league is trending, and it's trending upward. And as I said, get on the train now because you don't want to be left behind.
And we might be seeing other divisions coming in. I'm just saying, I ain't going to say nothing else. I've got some insider information. I'm keeping that to myself until it's official.
Oh, well.
But we will see.
No, we were looking at it in a way of a historical moment for the league. Like Dub said, it was a win for the league. And I remember after the game, going out onto the field and even talking to some of the night crawlers. I remember talking to Logo Davis. I was like, hey, because walking around, tough game, you just lost, you're feeling some sort of way about it. So I just walked up to be like, look, regardless of what happened today, and everyone that we've had on the show and stuff like that, we've kind of told them the same thing. Regardless of what happened, you guys are a part of history.
Yeah.
This game is going to be looked at and reflected upon for years to come, as long as this, thing keeps going. And we know it's going to keep going. So, I mean, yeah, it's a shitty situation to lose the game, but in an overall aspect, every single player should be able to look back and go, yeah, we did that shit. We made history. We gave this league what they wanted and more for this game.
Oh,
yeah. I would agree. You know what? And I couldn't have said it better, because watching that game, now keep in mind, I was sidelined watching the fall brawl, and that was an incredible game. But I've got to say, when I kind of reflect back on that, yeah, I know. I love you too, Viking. He's never gonna let me live that down. Every time I talk about it, I get the exact same thing from him. So,
and he's turning bright crimson red.
Yes. So
I got my ass busted.
To watch that game and then to see this game with the people in the stands.
Man, we can't wait either, Denzel.
To see all the stuff that's going on, to see all the stuff that has happened in this league, man, I'll tell you what, I am, short of anything else, very proud to be part of the A7FL. And Jaffos, I am also very proud to have you guys on this show, to have you guys part of it. Man, I love chatting it up with you guys. It was fantastic. And if you guys are ever in Vegas again, please, please, please hit me up. Let's hang out and let's have some fun.
First off, kudos to you guys, because as a person that has made the drive from Nevada to Northern California and the long drag that is going through Barstow and Baker and Highway 58, for you guys to make that drive and then to do it further coming into Bullhead, St. Laughlin, kudos to you guys, because that is a very long drive. So shout outs to all three of y'all for doing that, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I deserve no credit. I did not drive.
Hey, you was in there asleep.
I drove K the whole time.
I am a spade calling a spade a spade. It was this man here and Mad Sticks. I will never take credit
Smart
for something.
man, you were sleeping, weren't you?
Oh, no, I was awake.
He was keeping me awake.
Oh, okay.
No, I was awake the whole time. I mean, my biggest thing, like all levels of sports that I play, AAU, Pop Warner, all that bull crap growing up, all of my coaches told my mom the same thing. He never goes to sleep. He never wants to get lost. he's the only guy we can depend on. Everyone else will go to sleep. I've been the exact same way since I've been a child.
Well, there
I
you go.
will not go to sleep if I'm going somewhere I don't know. I promise you that.
They are the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan, the All Pro Jaffos. They are everywhere on social media. Check them out. They are good people. Myself, along with Derek and Corey, have been privileged to be on the show, and hopefully it won't be the last time. Josh Pruneda, Kawante Foster, gentlemen, brothers,
Much love, fellas.
thank you again for coming on. We appreciate it. Love you guys.
Thank you, thank you guys.
You guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Don't miss the show after this. We got 7 o'clock. We got Trey Robinson and Tone Smith on, and they got some shit to get off their chest. So you guys are
Yeah.
Butt
I'm
naked
gonna
You guys are
watch
gonna want
that.
to see that right after. So
Definitely.
appreciate
Check
you
out
guys
the
for
All
having
Pro
us on for sure,
Jaffos
though.
after you get through checking us. Guys, appreciate it. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
So again, check out the All Pro Jaffos on their YouTube page at 7 p.m. So, Scott the Viking McCorkle wants to talk about something that is coming up. So, you.
Oh yeah.
So I give the floor now
No,
to you.
yeah. No, see, look, now you done put me on the spot, and
No.
I done forgot.
No, there you go.
Oh man, see, look,
There you
man,
go.
I knew Dub. Look, Dub stays
Dub's
prepared.
always
He
got
always got that
no.
thing
Dub's
on him.
always got your back, man.
Yeah, no, look, so one thing I am really excited about, it's not I want to be very clear. I was told to be very clear. This is not an A7FL sponsored event. This is just an event being put on by a couple of A7FL players. There's a 1v1 showdown being hosted by Rico the Rug Guy Live.
There you go.
And
There it is.
Savion and Darren Moore with Trey Robinson throwing the ball. It's going to be a cash and a rug prize at the Kellogg Park on August 19th.
Damn,
Be there
maybe
at
I'll
noon.
show up.
Look, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna try.
They got the 50 plus.
You want
Look,
the-
my
you want the
route's
pigskin?
crusty as hell, but
Dude.
we're gonna give it a fucking shot.
Hell, man.
Man, I'm excited, man.
If I can make some money,
So what exactly?
Man, you ain't
so,
making no
so
money.
what
You gonna go
exactly?
out there and get your
1v1 showdown.
ankles relocated.
What exactly does that mean? Like what's the contest for lack of a better term?
It's a 1v1 showdown. So you have a set quarterback and you run routes one-on-one, wide
Corner
receiver versus
Oh,
DB.
like you and Corey were
the
supposed to
D-string.
in
Yeah,
Bullhead?
yeah.
yes.
Exactly. And
But Corey didn't want his taint violated, so he said no. Love you, Corey.
look, I'm going out there to get my ass busted. I understand that. But it's just going to be a fun little event. They got a good quarterback throwing the ball. So,
Oh,
I mean,
Can I just say, look, go out and do it. I don't care if you
Just
got
go have
speed or
some fun.
not. Go out and have some fun. Because my old ass will go out there and I won't break an ankle, but I guarantee I will catch some passes on y'all.
well, here's something else that is also taking place on somebody's special personal holiday.
oh,
what?
Yeah. This
I'm
this
so-
event that you're talking about, it takes place on
oh,
somebody's.
that's ain't that ain't that Big Boss Man's?
That is.
That's Big Boss Man's
your
birthday.
homie.
Was that Derek's birthday?
That's Derek's
That is
birthday.
his
That's
birthday, yes.
that's the money
Yeah,
man's
man.
birthday.
Hey, D, let me just
Whoa.
say right now, let's go out there together. And you could play QB, I'll play wide receiver, and let's see who we can get.
Oh my.
Hey, look, the
Oh,
cash
man.
is cool. The rug prize is gonna be serious though.
We're talking about
If Rico's
long as it's not any
Rico's rugs
butt-naked
are
booty
crazy.
scoots,
If
we're
you haven't
okay.
checked them out, check them out. Rico Live on
I'm just
Facebook.
saying.
And he makes if you can get him a picture, he can make the rug. They are fucking dope.
Damn, you notice he said rug after I said butt naked booty
yeah.
scoots.
I don't think you. But I don't
He
think you
didn't
heard
catch that.
He
Oh.
didn't catch the
No,
reference.
he
No, he
didn't
didn't.
catch
I wouldn't do a butt naked booty scoot on one of his rugs. They're too nice.
Okay. Okay, just a 100-yarder.
Man, look.
Would you frame? Would you frame the rug in your house?
I would.
Not after I booty scoot on it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I'd wash it first.
Yeah,
Just
Got
saying.
it. Got it.
probably everything in my house should be washed.
Got it.
Wow.
Everything's probably covered in something.
Wow.
There.
Don't take a black light to Scott's house.
That's like taking it to the hotel room. Why would you do that to yourself?
All right.
Why
Well,
would you do that?
All right, let's just call the show now.
We have completely
Look,
gone
man,
to left field.
We've gone off the rails. Let's bring
Okay,
it back.
so
Say, I spit in butts.
Wow. Really? You know what?
Okay,
You know
look,
what?
that's my limit. All right, I'm done.
Okay. I'm just going to say it now. That's almost as bad. Almost as bad. All right? I want to make sure that we understand
Almost.
this.
Okay.
Almost as
Almost
bad
as bad.
is Quan having pineapple on his pizza. I'm just
that's
saying.
still almost
I'm
as
just
bad.
saying.
Yeah, no,
Are
I
we
feel
really,
like I'm in the
are we
clear
really
now.
going to have that
I'm in the
debate
clear
right
now.
now?
Yes,
as
no,
bad.
pineapple doesn't go on pizza.
I'm just saying. It
He
goes
said
on
it was
his
delicious
pizza,
on his.
I personally like pepperoni and black olives, but hey, to each their own.
right? And he likes pineapple
the
on
pineapple.
his, so we're good.
All right, so
I like different things too.
so here's my question. To you, Mighty Viking from Asgard.
What's up?
Are you playing in the fall?
Fuck yes, I am.
Say that with passion, big boy.
Well, I can't wait.
I
can't fucking
like I
wait.
said, change his name to Passion.
And I'm playing.
I'm not saying Passion.
I'm
of the Christ.
playing. I'm
just
playing with
saying,
more
call
than
him
myself.
Passion.
Will Franklin, do you really want to know what a butt naked Buddha scoot is? I'm just telling you, prepare
damn.
yourself
I mean-
if you really want to know.
Damn,
just
did
prepare
Will just
yourself.
say, you know what, Will? You know what, Will? Shut up. I already told you what it was. Quit asking. I already told you what it was.
And Mama
4 a.m. at my house.
and the godmother of the A7FL, Kelly just said, fruit does not belong on a pizza.
Thank you very much, Kels. Love you, and I agree 1,000%. Quan, you got Mama telling you that it don't belong on damn pizza. You should listen. Anyway,
So, the fall season will commence, and it will happen in the month of my birthday.
really,
In December.
That's just,
Here the
here comes
question
the
has
vote.
been asked.
Yeah,
let's
answer
take
the
a
poll.
let's take a poll. So yes, the fall
vote
season
now.
will take place on December the 3rd. Now, for some people, they say the fall does not
too
count,
far.
but well, we still got to promote it. You know.
You know what?
I wanna play
Let me
football.
let's just pay attention to something.
Okay.
And I just want to say
that's
this.
hard for me.
I know you got ADD, but
I got a lot of things that end with
That's just part of it.
I mean, like,
whoa!
I'm just joking.
Whoa!
I'm just joking. I'm
Anyway.
allergic to penicillin. I have to be safe.
Okay. All right. Well, wrap it like a mummy. Anyway, the thing about that is what I've seen, with this being our second year, the fall season does come into play. I don't care what anybody says. The fall season can make a difference in a team.
Look at the ones who played.
Exactly. And if you start looking at the ones who played and the ones that didn't, and I'm not knocking anybody whoever didn't play, that's 100% your choice. But if you are a new team or you are representing a team that has played in the A7FL and you're trying to get a little seasoning for for some of your players, the fall season is a perfect time to do it. They get to understand the rules, they get to understand the speed of the game, and they get to come out and see what A7 is all about. Plus, it gives you a really good barometer to see, hey, am I truly up to the level of some of these guys? Because I'll tell you what,
Well,
the
you better be-
Insomniacs
yeah.
are going to be there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, be careful who you say
Exactly.
that about.
The
You
Insomniacs
go
are going to be
trying to
there.
compare yourself to Wilkerson. And
Sick with it's going to
end up
be
sitting
there.
at home.
And you're going to have some guys and some teams that are seasoned and understand this game. So you better bring everything for it. Now, I have a group that I play flag football with. I don't know if any of them listen to this, and I think they should. So when I play fantasy football with those guys, not flag, sorry, fantasy.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't play flag anymore, man. My wife won't let me, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway,
Listen to the wife.
when I play fantasy, they're like, oh, well, hey, you really A7FL? Huh? Can we put a team in? I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yep.
Y'all gotta
can
watch the
sponsor
game
ours.
before you guys start thinking about, oh yeah, we're gonna put a team in. Yeah, you're gonna get your ass whooped,
Oh yeah.
left, right, and center. And after that, you're gonna be like, Chris, we should have listened to you. Well, because that's what it takes sometimes. So all I'm saying is, fall season is a time for you to understand the game, understand the rules, and really put a team out there to get seasoned and for them to understand what's going on in the A7. And by the way, this isn't what we used to think about when it came to flag. When guys used to come out and play flag, everybody was like, oh, yeah, we could play this game. There's no problem with. Dude, A7FL is at another level.
And it's changing.
And
like
it's
not
evolving.
It's not the same game that it was
No.
last season. It's not the same game that it was in the fall brawl. It's not the same fucking game that y'all been playing for years on the East Coast. It's not the fucking same. This is new. Vegas and Florida are leading the way, whether anybody else has anything to say about it or not. until Texas brings in some teams and the California starts to bring in some teams, y'all ain't got shit to say about it. Y'all weren't even in the championship game, so to be talking spicy already is crazy. As of right now, so what it was is it started off as Vegas versus everybody. Now it's Vegas leading everybody. We're going to set the tone in every fucking way. When it's attendance, whether it's the facilities we have, the production staff, the amount of time we're going to put into everything, we're going to no, that's nothing against the 3-on-1 boys. Those announcers, they've been doing it, and we're going to have that's just not going to happen for me. I'm not going to be better than them. That's just not going to be a thing. But for every other part of this A7FL shit, Vegas is going to lead the way, period. And we have to take ownership of that, and we got to keep pushing. We can't wait for everybody else to start doing what we're doing. Either they can hop on the bus or they can be in B League. There's really only two options.
Look, let me just say this.
Mama Kelly loves your passion, by the way.
Exactly.
Man,
and let me just say this.
Put me on the payroll. Let's go.
Let me just say this, okay? Quan, first
Mama.
off, I've had pineapple on my pizza. I don't like it.
But
Number one. That's number one. Hold on.
But my producer just said it goes great on a pizza.
What?
Talk.
Nick, you and I are gonna have a conversation afterwards, bro. You're crazy. You and I are gonna have it out afterwards. But anyway. No, we're gonna have it out afterwards. Forget any of that other BS. We having it out afterwards. Pineapple on a damn pizza. Come on, man. Come on.
Look, some people. Never mind. I was about to say something.
You know what?
I almost got strike two.
You know what?
There's some
Man.
things people don't like that are actually pretty decent.
Right? Spitting in butts. Anyway, what I was going after.
This time. That does not go on my record.
Was simply this. I think that Denzel said it, and I agree with it. I think it would be fun. Fantasy football, A7FL style.
Man.
That's something to think about.
Because then you have to really start figuring in, like, you can't even just necessarily pick the best players. Because we have because then really, what do you do? Like, honestly, if we start picking fantasy stuff, you start picking people off of the Florida team because they were dog walking. There's no way they have anybody that's going to fuck with Bagwell and with Logo Davis. There's no way.
Look.
There's no way. Like, that. You know what I mean? Like, some of these
two receivers.
Then I start to see what the 3-on-1 guys have been talking about, these watered down ass divisions.
Right.
And like, here's one of the things that they could say about the fact that Vegas is coming out with 16 teams for the fall brawl. Now that's cool, and I hope we're bringing out that many quality people.
12.
But 12, okay, 12 people been talking shit. So saying 16 if they don't get their registration fees in, whatever. But do we have 12 teams worth of great people? I don't want to see a bunch of watered down ass teams.
Well,
that's not what I want to see. But
I agree.
it would make the fantasy A7. It would make that good, but I don't think it would make our overall product
I think
better.
you would have to, if you're going to do A7 fantasy, you would have to do it for the regular spring season. I don't think we could do it for fall. I just don't, because you don't have enough teams and enough divisions playing in the fall. So I would have to go with the spring season.
Not just that, but you also need a really dedicated statistician.
Yep.
For that.
Yes.
Shout out to Coach James. You guys are great minds, think alike.
But see,
you guys
again,
nailed that at the same time.
Again, it goes back to the same thing of what I was saying. And what I'm saying on that is fall just isn't the time to do it. I think that spring is the time to do it if we're going to do a fantasy draft and you want to have some fun with that. But look, my first two picks are without question. I'm going to go with Logo for one of my first picks, Bagway for another one, Scotty for another one. I mean, look, and my running back, RTC. So can I get 4
first picks?
10 first picks. I just want 10. That's all I want. That's all I want. I don't want a whole lot. I think that
just 10.
Just 10. Just 10. I don't think I'll run away with it with 10, maybe.
So for you, Scotty, first time back in the saddle, A7 style.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to? Just getting back out there, and
I'm excited it's a more violent game, I think, and with like the way that they called the championship game, like, which I'm happy for. That championship game was a more violent version of A7 than we've been playing out here in Vegas. We've been wanting that. It's not like we've been ducking or dodging. We've been asking for it. We've been begging for it from the refs, but they're giving it to us, and that's what I'm most excited about. Like I'm excited that like Vegas is going to be the evolution of where this league could end up, and I'm excited to be part of that. Like, and to be completely honest, with all the talent and everything coming in, I'm hoping to be middle of the pack right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the type of people that we're bringing in. And it's not going to be one of those things where, like, I'm sitting here trying to be anything more than what it is. Like, I'm just excited for where this league is going. And if I can help push it in any type of way, I'm going to. Like, what I'm excited for is where Vegas is taking this. Like, the type of athletes we're showing up, the type of work they're putting in, like the dedication we're seeing, the sponsors we're seeing rolling in, the amount of work we're seeing from the front office out here. Like, it's really showing.
Really? You want to say it? I ain't gonna.
Oh, Mr. Daniels. So, now, are we talking about fantasy here, Denzel?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, Denzel
Hey,
is suggesting that Chris Veira, the
Denzel's
person
my
that
boy.
finished last, that finishes last place, has to do a butt-naked booty scoot by Scott McCorkle. We have
Butt
come
naked booty scoot. I need them T-shirts. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, you
hey,
do.
shout out to Mouth Clothing.
Yes, Mouth
Chris, I
needs
need
it.
some butt naked booty scoot shirts.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
as we come to the final thought to wrap up this wacky Buddy Ryan 46 defense edition of the Other Side of the Ball podcast.
Wacky is what I used to
646,
do in
which is
prison.
kind of funny because you said 46 defense.
I did say the 46 defense, but
Wacky is what I called fun time in prison.
I don't doubt it. But
Really?
it is Chris Veira's
why my
turn
forearms are
to
so
lead
big.
off. So, Chris,
What am I leading off with?
your final thoughts.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Let's try to come back full circle.
I don't know if we can. I mean, we've totally lost this one.
I'm
Between
still
Quan
perfectly
and
fine. I keep track of everything.
Between Quan and his
for
pizza.
once, I'm actually locked in.
Yes, we've had a full-fledged discussion about pineapples on pizza.
Dude, really? And Quan, by the way, you're still wrong. Anyway,
Hey, look,
Your son just said, "What's
everybody
up, Bob?"
likes to eat something a little different.
Lord help us.
oh Jesus! All right,
Well,
last
my beard
thoughts.
looks like this.
This
That's
is why
scary.
you're Mr. Passion, Scotty.
and that's why it's red. And we'll just leave
Exactly.
it at that.
My hair is blonde.
Yeah,
This
and
shit
like-
is red.
Like
It is
Corey
dyed red.
Like Corey said, Jesus Scott.
Hey, look, I ain't saying nothing bad. I ain't getting no more strikes. Teacher's sitting right over there.
Yeah. We're and Kelly, you're 1,000% correct. We
Correct,
are
Mama Kelly.
dysfunctional as hell. But anyway, final thoughts from me. So my final thoughts are pretty simple. If you haven't watched A7FL, if you're listening, if you are watching this on a podcast later on, dude, get your butt off the couch and watch the damn game. I'm telling you, there is so much going on in the A7FL right now. To be part of it, to watch it, to see exactly what we bring to the table will take you to another level. That's all I'm saying about that. Secondly, as a division manager for Nevada, or excuse me, Las Vegas, I guess. Kelly, you and I need to talk. Anyway, as a division manager, what I can say is this. Vegas is going to be off the chain this fall season. Everybody needs to come out and check out the Fall Brawl. You need to check out what's going on. You need to see what's happening. This game live is one of those games that you think is really good on TV, but when you see the speed of the game, the hitting of the game, and everything else that happens in the game live, you will be blown away. That's all I'm going to say. Stop reading the post. You're going to start making me laugh. Anyway, the bottom line is this. Get your butts out to the game. We'll let you guys know exactly where it's going on, when it's happening. You will have fun. Shout outs to the champs, the Las Vegas Insomniacs. You guys deserve everything you guys get. I think that Vegas winning the championship for the first season outside of the East Coast speaks volumes of what we were able to do. But, James, what you were able to do speaks volumes. My brother, I love you to death, love the team to death, and everybody out there, man, congratulations to the Las Vegas Insomniacs. I got to give you your props again, and we will see you in fall.
Man, I hope everybody else is putting in the same amount of work. I see everybody out there from A7FL Nevada out there really grinding, really putting in the work, really putting in the drills. Like, if they thought it was bad this year, wait till they see what happens next year, man. That's all I got.
Short to the point.
Yeah, just
Well,
never mind.
I'll just do this. Nick, come here. I really want people to understand how hard this man works.
That part.
I call him my producer for a reason. What he did in Bullhead City, given the conditions he was battling, and still manages to get here and do what he does. I use the word passion a lot. And anybody that knows me knows I am passionate about being a broadcaster. It's what I wanted to do since I was 5 years old. And it's never changed. What he does to put this show together, what he does for the league, what he does for the Arena League, sometimes we don't give the man his flowers enough. So I personally want to give you your flowers because I call Kelly the hardest working woman in sports. You are one of the hardest working men that I know.
Well, thank you.
And I just want you to get your recognition on air.
Thank you. Love y'all.
In addition to that,
Good job, AA.
well, I am a firm believer in giving somebody their flowers and giving credit where credit is due because, like I said, without Derek, I wouldn't be sitting in the seat and I wouldn't be contributing to this podcast and being a contributor in the broadcast booth to this league. Like I said, you guys welcome me in, a complete stranger, out on the street somewhere. Y'all brought me into this brand of football, and I made some lifelong friends because of that.
Hey, I said it earlier. Fraternity means family, brother. So glad that you're part of the family.
Well, I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to see what the fall has in store, and we're coming to a milestone. The 10th season coming in the spring of next year. And I'll say it like this. The original USFL didn't get to 10 seasons. The XFL didn't get to 10 seasons. For this league to get to its 10th season, upcoming in the March, is quite the accomplishment. It's come a long way to where it is now. And it's trending. It's trending in the upward. You've heard Chris say it. You've heard the Vikings say it. You've heard me say it ad verbatim. You've heard the Jaffos say it ad verbatim. This league is trending. Get on the train now. Don't be left behind. I implore you. I encourage you. I'm telling you. If you have nothing to watch on TV, replay that championship game. Watch it for the first time or watch it again. You will see why these hardworking men and women are passionate about this league that is the American Sevens Football League. You hear why Scott is excited to get back on the field and play. And don't get us wrong. He was fantastic in the booth with me and Casey, and he'll do that when he's not playing. And, of course, we want Chris to be on the sidelines during the fall and hopefully during the spring and, something to practice on. But with that said, you see why these people are passionate about being in this league and why they want this league to grow, why they want this league to trend. So I'm telling you now, and I'm saying it politely because, I can be like Scott and be passionate, but I'm just going to say just get on the train because it's pulling weight. It's pulling traction. And you just want to be a part of it.
And we got to ask that from Denzel, hey, Scott McCorkle, can you please give us a tutorial of how to do a fully clothed butt naked booty scoop?
Do I have to wear clothes?
Look, bro.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we'll figure something out.
I would
got
prefer it.
Okay.
I'm just saying, personally, I would prefer it. I'm just saying.
Well, then I'm definitely sending you the unedited. Yeah, that's going to be a thing.
Well, damn. All right. Well, just remind me not to open that one.
It's all right.
With that said, don't forget to vote. So again, actually the link is in the chat there if you want to go vote. Thanks to Mrs. Blaze. Please
No
vote.
pineapple.
A7FLtoken.com. Again, vote. Vote who you want to see as the MVP, Game of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Return of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. Get out there.
Vote for your favorites, baby.
And Corey Hammond, you are a fool for that comment, what you just posted.
Oh wait, you know what? The one thing we didn't say we got 5 minutes.
What's that?
We didn't tell our story about Corey.
Well, there's that story. And then there's the story and the name that Mr. Ojeda gave me on that same night.
Uh-oh.
So here it is. So it's myself, the Veiras, the Duncans, Mr. Ojeda, and Mr. Reeve and his significant other, and Corey comes in also with KC. Then out of nowhere, Mr. Ojeda says, Dub, you look like Charlie Batch. He busts out a picture.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Shows Derek, shows Chris, and they're looking at me like, dude. And then Corey Hammond comes with the famous quote, I can't unsee it after I seen it. So, for the rest of the night, I'm called Charlie Batch. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather be called that than the other names that I've been called in the past. Now, when I used to have hair a long time ago, I used to be called the 1-2-3 Kid or X-Pac, whichever wrestling term you want to use. Then I would get teased saying, you look like Lionel Richie, which I can't stand to this day. And that's mainly...
All night long.
You would do that, wouldn't you? My friends from California, they're watching, they're probably laughing and agreeing with you right about now. But yeah, there was that. And you can tell the Corey Hammond story about what happened outside.
Man, where do I start with Corey? Look, we only got 3 minutes left, and what I could say about Corey is just this. Corey, love you to death, bro. Bring your ass back out to Vegas. Hanging out with you is next level, but it is... Look, all I can say is this. You're 1,000% wrong about LeBron James. That's all I can say. You're 1,000% wrong about LeBron James. That's all I'm going to say. We had that argument for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Dub, you weren't there for that argument. And if you were there for that argument, you would have been laughing too. But Corey was going on and on about LeBron James. And I'm like, oh, hell no, dude.
I think I caught the tail end of it.
You did. You did.
Because I'm still trying to just scratch and be like, what the heck? Like, what are we talking about here?
What? Corey said, Mrs. Batch preached.
Corey Hammond, I love you. But at the same time, damn you.
Man, Corey, look, man, it's too bad you live on the East Coast because having you on the West Coast would be fun as hell. Fun as hell. But anyway, all I could say is, fellas, look, I enjoyed the championship game with y'all. Having you guys on the sidelines was next level. All of us getting in the Jaffos picture was kind of funny, but I'm ready to do it again.
So am I.
I'm ready to do it again.
So am I.
And I can't wait for fall season. And having you guys, Scott, having you play, dude, I can't wait, man.
I'm excited.
I can't
Can
wait.
we do the next championship in Miami, though?
You know what?
Miami would be fun.
It would be,
I'm
but-
just saying, like,
But
just
you know
for
what?
a football atmosphere.
Where else can we
Not
get an
necessarily for
indoor
anything
stadium and be able to have
play
all
on
the stuff that we
fucking
had?
beach.
If
The
we go,
fuck is you talking
if we
about?
go to Miami, I'm just telling you right now, I'm gonna get in the car
I'm not wearing clothes.
and I am playing Phil Collins in the air of the night, and I am driving that same route that Crockett and Tubbs did in Miami Vice back in the '80s.
I am.
I'm
with
just-
you.
I'm just telling you
I'm
right now.
I'm going missing.
Can we rent? Can we rent a friggin' Ferrari? I think we can.
Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
Let's go for it.
Okay,
man.
so I just got one question though.
I need a
What's
Vespa
that?
and a
Who's Crockett and who's Tubbs?
bag. That's it.
Well, since
Wait,
I got
wait,
the Flava Cock shadow going, I'll be Crockett, minus the hair.
Damn, so I'm Tubbs.
Yeah, because you got more color than
I
me.
don't know if that. I don't know if that works.
Ooh.
Anyway,
Special thanks to Quan as always. Special thanks to Nick
Much love.
Blaze. Again,
Love you
special
guys.
thank you to the Jaffos, JP, and Country K for joining us. And again, watch their podcast, which is starting about right now on their
Gang,
YouTube
gang.
page. For the Viking, for Chris, for Casey, who's on assignment, and for Derek, who's on assignment, I'm Double A Anthony Alvarez saying thank you for watching. And we will
peace out,
see you
y'all.
on the other side of the ball.
Butt stuff for breakfast.